This video is a review of Ethos, Pathos, and Logos, persuasive appeals that we previously learned in class that you'll be using to ramp up your persuasive essays. This video serves two purposes. The first is to review these appeals, and the second is to formatively assess your understanding of these appeals. So in this ed puzzle, questions will pop up that you'll respond to along the way. So remember, we get these three appeals from Aristotle, ancient Greek philosopher who studied the art of argumentation and identified these three main techniques that people use to persuade their audience. Ethos is an appeal to one's sense of ethics. So think ethos, ethics, and it translates to character. If you're using this approach, you want to convince your audience that you are credible and trustworthy. They should believe what you're saying because you are a credible source. You've done research, you have experience, and you're someone that they can trust. For example, in advertisements, you may see 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this brand. Why and how does that use ethos? Well, we trust dentists typically, and so the credibility of those dentists creates the sense of ethos. We trust the toothpaste because there are dentists who will say that it's the best one to use. In writing, you can use ethos by avoiding bias and using scholarly, credible research. Up next is pathos. Pathos is an appeal to one's emotions. There are a lot of English words with the root path that mean feeling or emotion, right? So we have sympathy, empathy, apathy. Using pathos, you're appealing to your audience's emotions, their feelings. This is a highly effective approach because it plays on the audience's emotions, which human beings often are driven by their emotions and their feelings. For example, climate change should be taken seriously because of the effect it has on wildlife. Polar bears are starving to death because of global warming's effect on polar ice. If you're trying to persuade your audience to take active measures to prevent climate change, there are a lot of facts and statistics, but using emotions, creating a sense of empathy for these polar bears that we love and find so amazing, and seeing an image or potentially a mental image of their pain and suffering, we may be more inclined to believe you or to do what you're telling us to because of the emotional feelings that we're having about the effects of climate change. Finally, logos. Logos is an appeal to one's sense of logic. So logos, logic, logical, logistics. You're using this technique to appeal to someone's sense of reasoning, right? Reasonably, you can't argue with specific facts or numbers or statistics. 1 in 5 women will be a victim of sexual assault during her college years. If your topic is on sexual assault, you can't argue with this fact. And Rock Ethics Institute sounds like a credible source, a place that potentially did credible, scholarly, peer-reviewed research to get this fact and statistic. You can use facts, you can use figures or statistics, but you can also use images, webs, charts, graphs that really tell a story and, again, appeal to someone's sense of logic or reasoning. Why should we use these appeals? They are proven effective. Try them out in other arenas. Test of time. They've been around for a very long time. Lawyers use these techniques. Advertisers use these techniques. Political speechwriters use these techniques. They're popularly used, but remember, they don't need to be used in isolation. If you're writing your essay, use all three. Don't just pick one and feel like you have to stick to that. You can use ethos, pathos, and logos in unison and be just as effective.